Hi guys, it's Colin here again. Just a little update. I went to the doctor's today just for a checkup of the wounds to see how they're going, and all is good. So they're healing well because I did take the bandages off there. I think it was a few days ago I took them off because there's no point in keeping them on. I want to let them heal naturally. So the nurse took me in. She said all's doing good. Um, I suppose reason I went for this operation for the VNS is I already had two brain surgeries, and the first one didn't work, and the second one was okay, but it still didn't help. Um, so I've just come to the decision now that getting the VNS, it's it's the best I can do. Um, Plus, there's no more operations out there that can help. So basically, this is the end of the road, operations wise. So, from now on, it's just medication. All of this medication that I can deal with. I know that my epilepsy cannot be cured, and that's a fact I've come to terms with. That there's nothing that can be done. So the VNS, the only thing I could think of, well, okay, my epilepsy can't be cured, but the seizures could, and I say could, be prevented. So that's the best I can do and hope for. So hopefully this will work. I'm hoping and fingers crossed and toes crossed that this will work. Because right now, after this, there's nothing else for me but medication. So I know it'll take a while for my body to adapt to it. When I say that is for the VNS to work with me and see what happens. That'll probably take about a few months to a year. But like I said, it's a waiting game, and I've done it before. I've waited like with medication that and to see how that helped. So I just have to be patient. I've done it a long time. Patience. I have patience now because I've waited and waited for different things, and it was just patience. But this is different stuff in my life. So hopefully it'll all turn out for the best. Like I say, if it can't be cured, at least I can try and prevent it. And that's the best I can do. The surgeon who did the operation wasn't the greatest. When I say he wasn't the greatest, he knows his job. I'll give him his dues. He knows what he's doing. It's his bedside manner that wasn't great. I had questions to ask him, and he didn't even stay to. So I could even say the questions to him. I couldn't even ask him the questions because he didn't even stay in the room. It was like after the operation, they come in and check on you to see how you're doing. Obviously, every surgeon, I presume, does that. The operation was done. He came in. He said, "Excellent," and walked back out of the room, and that was it. I couldn't even get my mouth open to ask him a question. Like, they brought me into the theatre, and I asked them before they put me under. I quickly asked him, "What sort of a model VNS are you giving me?" And he said, "Centtiva," and walked off. Now I know surgeons can be busy, but when they're dealing with their patients, they have to give that patient priority, if you know what I mean, because they're dealing with a person, not just some piece of skin, if you know what I mean. They're dealing with an actual person. So that quite annoyed me. It was like trying to get blood out of a stone talking to him, and I could hardly get talking to him because he just wouldn't stay in the same room as me. So that really annoyed me. His bedside manner it was a lot to be desired. But apart from that, the hospital was great. They done everything for me, everything they possibly could, and I could see that they were rushed off their feet in the ward I was in. They were totally rushed off their feet, yet they still had time for me, which was great. And some of the nurses actually remembered me from I think I was in the same ward a few months prior to the operation for what did they call it? An epilepsy monitoring situation where I had to stay in the bed and electrodes were kind of attached to my head. Now I couldn't move off the bed. I was like tied like a dog to. I was like a dog on a leash for a week. So I couldn't get away from the bed. I was stuck on the bed. Um, the only time you were able to get off the machine and detach yourself was if you needed to go to the lavatory, to the loo, to the toilet. That was an experience in itself, but still, I got on with, there was two women opposite me, and I got on with them. We had a good laugh and a joke and all that. So I did that kind of passed the time as well, and I'm actually still in contact with them. We text regularly, so it was good in a way, a good experience, but still a very awkward one being down to your bed for a week. So at that point, I was trying to, with the epilepsy monitoring, when they had me in for a week, what they wanted to do was catch your seizures, your fits. They wanted to catch them because onto the machine. That's why the electrodes were on my head, so they could catch the brainwaves and how they worked to figure out what was best for me. So basically, they didn't say to sleep deprive myself, but that's what I did. So I was sleep depriving and nothing happened. And it's like I wanted it to happen because I wanted them to see what was going on. But then one night I took a massive seizure in the bed. It was like, I swear to God, I could have broke the bed. It was that bad. So after that, they came in the next day and they said, right, you can go. They kept me in for about the week, and I think it was after that week, at the end of that week, they came in and said, well, we have what we need, so we're going to let you go. So they detached the leads. A man came up from whatever section of the hospital and took the leads off my head. And I didn't like that because he used this liquid called, what was it called? Acetone or something like that, I would think it was called. And when I say the word acid, yeah, the smell was horrendous. It was disgusting. It was like I was choking on it, literally choking on it. So I had to have a wet towel and hold it up here to stop breathing in the fumes. So apart from that, all went well. I am due to go up now next Thursday up to the Omniplex clinic up in Dublin to get the device turned on. I'm feeling great, by the way, not sore at all. So that's a bonus in itself. Apart from that, yeah, that all is good. The magnets are over there on the above the fireplace, so I have to bring them with me. Like I said in my previous video, I have to take them with me, and they program them to double the milliamp they program into my VNS generator, if I'm thinking that correctly. Yes, I think that's what it is. They program the generator to whatever milliamps they want you to have 24/7. So like for example, the generator will go off for 5 minutes for 30 seconds, and then have a break. You think, what is it? Go off for 30 seconds every 5 minutes. That's it. 30 seconds every 5 minutes. Then it takes a break, and again, the cycle. It just goes the cycle. you know. So, and if I have a seizure, then they program that magnets for double the stimulation. So it'll be 60 seconds instead of 30 seconds. So it'll give me a boost. That's if I catch the seizures in time, because my aura warnings only last for about 3 to 5 seconds. So I would have to kind of think, okay, go now, swipe it now. I wouldn't have much time, but still, hopefully it'll work. I went round to see my friends there. What was it? It was 2 or 3 nights ago, and we were joking and laughing about it, calling me Cyberman. So a bit of a crack in that. Um, and I joke with them because I believe the company who make the VNS device are called Cyberonics. Were called Cyberonics. I believe they're now called Levanova. I think they renamed themselves actually, but had a bit of a crack in that. So looking forward to going up now Thursday week to get this thing switched on eventually. Bit nervous because I'm worried what it'll feel like. I've been YouTube, on YouTube here, and commenting on other people, asking them what it feels like. Yeah, they tell me what it feels like, but I still, what does it feel like? What am I going to feel? That's what's worrying me. So, well, we'll see what happens, and I'll let you know, and I'll get back to it another video vlog uh, of how I'm doing, how it feels, if I can explain it to you, and how the magnets work. So I'll talk to you all soon, and have a great day.